This black kite was very gracious and bestowed his blessings on us that we were happy to have. Someone who I also know thinks that Hong Kong is taking off yet again is someone who moved to heaven and earth to be here with us today. Heaven and earth and maybe a lot of sand that he kicked out of his shoes on the way in here. We now welcome the Financial Secretary of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China. Please welcome Mr. Paul Chan.
Distinguished speakers and guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It has been a brimful and hope rewarding day for all of you so far. The rewards will continue with a fine lunch from Eddie in just a few minutes. In the meantime, I'm here to sharpen your appetite for Hong Kong business and investment. Looking to the future, the potential and opportunities of Hong Kong as an IFC is just boundless, thanks to the unique connectivity with the mainland and the world. We are determined to excel in many areas. Among them, our fundraising platforms, our role in renminbi internationalization, the unique connect schemes with the mainland, asset and wealth management, Center for Risk and Corporate Treasury Management, and much more. The list could be long. But to echo this morning's inspiring panel discussions, please allow me to highlight Hong Kong's development in just two areas: green and sustainable finance and fintech. Around the globe, governments have been drawing up action plans to peak gashouse emission and achieve carbon neutrality, seeking to reach the targets in the Paris Agreement. The mainland has set out its 30-60 zero carbon targets, that is, peaking carbon emissions by 2030 and achieving carbon neutrality by 2060. And in Hong Kong, we set our target to reach carbon neutrality by 2050. Along the global momentum, Hong Kong has this vision: to become a premier center for green and sustainable finance that serves the green transformation in the mainland, the region, and the world. On this, we have much confidence. The National 14th Five-Year Plan supports Hong Kong's development into a green finance center. In particular, Hong Kong's strategic position in the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau Greater Bay Area, where green transition is high on demand for this burgeoning 11-city region with a population of 86 million. Adherence to high international standards is also why we have good prospect to succeed. We have reporting and disclosure standards that align with international best practices. We are seeking to adopt a green classification framework along the common ground taxonomy. Green bonds issued in Hong Kong are trusted by global investors. In realizing this vision, we lead by example. We issue government green bonds since 2018. Through the concerted efforts of regulators and the industry, green and sustainable debts issued or arranged in Hong Kong reached more than $56 billion in 2021, 4 times that of the previous year and topped in Asia. Deep liquidity aside, the market covered a diversified investor base and project categories. We continue to provide expenses subsidy for eligible issuers and borrowers for their borrowings in Hong Kong. In many ways, we are setting benchmarks and standards for green finance in this region. Last year, we became the first Asian government to issue 30-year and 20-year green bonds denominated in US dollar and euro, which were the longest tenure of Asia government bonds at the time. The response from investors were overwhelming. Mainland provincial and municipal governments are supporting our efforts as well. Shenzhen, our neighboring city, was the first mover, and they issued their first ever offshore renminbi green bonds worth 3.9 billion renminbi in Hong Kong last year. It was followed by the provincial government of Hainan, which announced just last week the issuance of blue and sustainable bonds worth 5 billion renminbi in Hong Kong for marine and sustainable projects. Green finance seeks to support humanity's responsibility for the environment. And we do not forget that this is what our people should own and benefit from. In May this year, we issued the inaugural retail green bonds to the order of 2.5 billion US dollar, which is also the largest globally. The costs are slightly more expensive and administration a little more burdensome, but it will reinforce our residents' sense of ownership of our green vision and help us achieve financial inclusion goals. Allow me now to turn to the future of finance. The key word to this is definitely fintech. Hong Kong's strength as an IFC and as part of GBA facilitate our development of a strong fintech sector. We have an extensive presence of top global financial institutions here, providing a complete range of financial services, a deep pool of financial expertise and talents, an internationally recognized regulatory regime, and sophisticated IT infrastructure, etc. Building on this foundation, we have been adopting a multi-pronged approach in fostering fintech development. They include, first, forward-looking and facilitating policies and measures. For example, a FinTech 2025 strategy has been promulgated by the Hong Kong MA to help all banks to go FinTech. Sandboxes of all the financial regulators are linked up to facilitate development of cross-sectoral FinTech solutions. 2, encourage innovation. For example, we issue on Monday a policy statement on virtual assets. We make our policy stance clear to the markets to demonstrate our determination to explore financial innovation together with the global VA community. Third, development of essential infrastructure. For example, a faster payment system connecting all bank accounts and electronic wallets for individuals, enabling them to make instant transfer between all these accounts and between individuals. The commercial data interchange allows businesses to share operational data on a consent basis so the banks may make better informed assessments of loan applications, while SMEs may have access to financial services more conveniently. Fourth, leveraging on our unique superconnector role to facilitate cross-boundary collaboration in the development and application of fintech solutions. Cross-boundary supervisory sandbox in the GBA is a recent example. Besides, an online platform will be launched to connect Hong Kong fintech companies to users, partners, and investors in the mainland, Southeast Asia, and beyond. Meanwhile, the Hong Kong MA is also working with the Bank of International Settlements and 3 peer central banks on the M-Bridge project, exploring the use of CBDC to expedite cross-border trade settlements. Fifth, capacity building. We ensure there are facilitating and welcoming policies to attract mainland and overseas talents, while providing subsidized training and education opportunities for our own locals. Fintech qualifications have been established under the qualification framework so as to provide a clear career path to fintech practitioners. The recent policy address of the Chief Executive has also rolled out even bolder measures to attract talents. The sixth, nurturing the ecosystem. We provide subsidies for firms in their technology adoption, provide incentives for startups and private equity firms to establish here. And we have set up funds to support and invest in fintech companies at varying degree of development. Last year, we rolled out an electronic consumption voucher scheme. As a result, consumer accounts and merchant accounts of the relevant store value facility operators have increased by more than 8 million and 150,000 respectively from the year before. Application of electronic payment has now infiltrated into different businesses and walks of life, from shopping centers to wet markets, from hawkers to taxi drivers. We have come a long way in a short time. 5 years ago, Hong Kong counted no more than 180 fintech companies. Today, we are home to more than 800 companies. Many of them are founded by entrepreneurs from the mainland, France, the UK, and the other places. We have also nurtured several local unicorns. But we do not stop here. The virtual asset policy statement mentioned earlier sets out our vision, regulations, thoughts on investor protection, and attempts in emerging areas such as NFT tokenization and e-Hong Kong dollar. As an IFC, Hong Kong is open and inclusive towards global innovators. We are working with the financial regulators towards providing a facilitating environment for the sustainable and responsible development of the virtual asset sector in Hong Kong. Ladies and gentlemen, in short, our prospect of green and sustainable finance and of fintech are highly promising. But before I keep you further from your lunch, may I express thanks to the Hong Kong Monetary Authority for organizing this inspiring and thought-provoking summit. My thanks too for your participation, for your unwavering belief in Hong Kong. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Financial Secretary Paul Chan, for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you last night, as I mentioned earlier, thank you. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of you were at the M+ dinner last night. It's a fantastic institution, new to Hong Kong. I've been, I love it. And we have a special video to bring you back to some of the memories from last night. Thank you.
传播的蔓延啊，这些的防治哈，那就会比较有问题了。所以我想再往下改的机会是比较少一点。那 ET Today。
所以刚好，那就是因为您先前有说口罩松绑的部分，应该也是11月的时候会讨论。那现在已经进入到11月，我们有没有一个估算说，可能会在哪个时间点去讨论这个松绑的措施？是不是要等到像是我们11月7号啊、14号这些措施都实施完之后，才有可能会讨论到口罩？那第二个是想请教，我们近期也是提出了各项的松绑措施。那其实接触者的框列也不像先前那么的，就是强制需要被框列嘛？那社交距离 APP 的安装还要维持到什么时候？那因为它只有提供接触多少时间的资讯，那它相关的实际效益到底是怎么样的情况？谢谢。
好，那首先谢谢你严格的督促，今天才11月2号，我想你就提醒我哈。我想这个部分是这样子，那我们还是会啦，就是在这个月的时候，我们一定会去讨论这个问题哈。那只要疫情是趋缓的哈，我想这个都会去讨论。那再给我们一点时间哈，因为我们11月7号其实要实施的措施已经有4种哈，那另外11月14号也有措施要实施哈，那但是我们可以开始讨论，这个是没有问题的哈。好 ，APP 的部分，
有关社交距离 APP 的部分哦，目前大致上通报的数目大概是1/3的人口已经确诊感染。那所以我们虽然其中当然应该还会有更多可能感染的人数哈，不过至少大概1半以上的人口都还没有感染哈，或者那这个部分就是说这个社交距离 APP 当然还是可以让这个不管是已感染或未感染的人都可以知道说自己最近有没有跟确诊者接触的一个情形掌握这个接触的风险。那另外也可以根据目前身体的状况。来做是否要做快筛的一个依据那另外我们其实你可能也忘了，它还有一个另外一个功能它可以跟那个数位疫苗证明可以把它加上去所以如果需要未来如果要出国的时候，当然也可以用了那另外还有我们现在也正在跟这个 AI Lab 的团队。也正在拟定有未来是要转型的一个规划所以希望在这个 App 里面也可以提供给民众的一个更多的相关的资讯那这个部分还在规划当中谢谢。
好，我想我们近期可能再跟这个台湾 AI Lab 再联系一下，再讨论一下怎么样让这个 APP 那能够再附加更实用的一些功能在防疫上面。好，那这个部分我们会再跟他们再做相对的讨论TVBS。
谢谢主持官，想请问陈秀基教授认为目前台湾的密 C 的确诊数可能有低估，因为他用国外数据来推估的话，大概会有253人会有密 C， 但通报数却只有100多人，指挥中心怎么看？谢谢。
那个罗副好。
好，我想陈秀熙老师他并没有说低估，他是说目前已通报，然后他预估可能会到这个250多位。我们知道就是从确诊到出现密实 C， 他可能需要就是1到2个月的这个时间来观察。我们先前也有报过一些长达10几周才出现的，所以这后续都要再看我们这一波确诊的小朋友有没有在未来追踪1、2个月甚至2、3个月的当中有密实 C 通报的情形。所以这个部分现在讲它是低估应该是太早了一点那当然就说目前我们在 通报的密死系的部分的条件事实上是蛮宽松的哈，我们的条件都是按照临床医师这边的诊断来判断哈。那一般的这个儿科医师他们其实也有反映，就是说有可能在这个通报的时候，其实是疑似肠胃炎或者是疑似其他的病毒感染等等的哈，那还是会报进来。所以因为就目前的通报来讲，应该也不会说有太多的一些黑数的情形哈。不过因为这个不是一个强制一定非要通报的一个病症哈，所以在估计上我们是看趋势为主哈。那实际上的数字，如果说临床医师他们因为病症的关系或者是没有通报的部分，我们也没有处罚的一个规定。
好，不知道有没有什么问题？华视，
主委官好，华视提问，就是想请问一下，11月7号开始改7+0嘛？那11月14号之后改7+N改成5+N，那如果是在11月7号之后，然后它在7+N的期间变成11月14号跨过去之后，就一律改成5+N这样子吗？谢谢。
好，我想这个都我们所有的措施历来都是这样，就是到11月6号，如果你确诊都还是7+N，好，那到11月13号13号之前的都还是7+N，那如果是11月14号之后的就是5+N，好，那没有什么跨不跨的这个问题，哦，制度就是切在这个时间点上面这样子。我们过去的这个边境的政策调整也都是这样子的，好，就是说你在11月13号确诊的话，你还是7+N 的制度，那如果是11月14号，那就改成5+N 这样子。好，不知道大家有没有什么问题？环宇。
谢谢这位官员，想请问一下，学生没有接种满3剂者不用周快筛，但是教师要，那就有教师团体抗议这个政策很扰民，而且师生不平等，那这部分你怎么看？
好，了解。那这个我们现在目前还有这个24类的职业的那他的工作的人员是需要这个3剂令的那这个部分我们会再加快去研议，看是不是可以再做进一步开放。那教师也包含在这里面，所以我想我们会去尽快去做一个相关的这个讨论。下周就会讨论，有结果就会跟大家讲当然大家知道，就是说是不是去解除这个所谓24类的工作人员的这个3剂令那这个我们也听到有一些人的这个工作人员这些相关的这个反应了。那但是因为我们其实在打3剂的普及率上面其实是非常的高了已经都是70几%那所以实务上的影响并不是这么大，但是还是有些人会受到影响，所以这个我们还是要下周赶快进行这个讨论。好，不知道还有没有什么问题？来，中时。
指挥官可以再问一下，24类大概是除了教师还有哪几类呢？
来，这中国这边。
应该说各部会其实都有啦，就是卫福部、经济部，这个稍后我们再提供那24类的部分，好不好？
好，那有一个表了哈，待会他拿给你。好，如果没有其他问题，那我们今天记者会到这边，谢谢大家。
Thank you.